just like the Malden Center. They're still our employees, we still have control over them as far as what happens when there's a disaster in Kennett. We still have people that are there to answer our calls and not get mixed in with the rest of the county. All this is doing is realigning the 911 T lines. They come in out there, we'll still have the same number of lines, and this proposal will pay for one dispatch position, and then we need, as soon as I get the pricing on that, we'll see how much that's gonna cost to pick up the second one.
John, one question.
Yes, sir.
Malden's is about 47,000, they got us here at 56.
That's because Malden already has the current equipment that they have up there, and there's no, I guess you might say, rebuild or reinstallation of stuff. And Malden's been in their system for ever since, and their people have been paying into the pot.
Mr. McVeigh, will this take votes on 2 different meetings, or are we?
If it is something that needs to be done and it's exigent circumstances that it needs to be done in one meeting, we can do it in one meeting.
That's why I was hoping to tell you about it tonight, and the next meeting be the second.
Well, I would want to know if we needed to do a temporary vote tonight, or.
That's why, at the meeting, I told them, I said, you've got to give me at least 30 days. And they were tabling it to further study, but they're on a limited time to commit. And that's why I wanted to get it here tonight, after talking to the mayor. He said to get it on the agenda, to let you know, you can come back to the next meeting and discuss it.
Good.
And hopefully after Monday's meeting and before next meeting, I'll have those other firm prices on that. The other thing that we don't have in Kennett, that we'll have to budget, either this budget or next budget, but I've got to check with Light and Water. Marty Johnson is a member of Light and Water. He's in the IT department. He's on the board up there. Is that we're not what they call 911 mapped. The rest of the county is, but we have never done that. What that does is bring GPS locations of each business and household into the 911 system for being able to give accurate directions. Marty has said that they've done a lot of GPS. Now their GPS brings you up to a service meter, whether it's a gas meter or electric, but that should bring you close enough to the house you're wanting, and they're going to see if their information could be used to integrate into this system. If it does, we'll have very little cost to it. If not, it'll be about $30,000 to map the city. And, you know, it's like the question was asked, what if we elect not to do that? It'll be our liability to say we're not going to do it, and not on the board. It may be something we just have to look at down the road budgeting.
But we could still participate in this,
Yes.
in the, not
Yes.
that. I mean,
Yes.
You stand.
So I invite you to the meeting Monday morning at 9 o'clock. If you're there. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, John. I don't have anything to report.
Got one other thing I failed to do. Chief Dennis has a mules contract that needs to be approved and signed by the mayor. So you might explain to him what the mules is.
What it is, we're just updating our mule system. That's 28, 29 is our criminal check. It's Missouri Highway Patrol regulated. We've had a landline for all these years. Now we're going to update it on the internet. We got the primary, city, light, and water, but to do this, we got to have a secondary in case something goes out the primary. So in order to have all the criteria, new way has come in and met it. We've discussed price, and I finally got it about half what we started, so altogether we'll be saving over $100 a month. But it just needs to be signed as a contract. Anyway, we'll be updated on that. Right now, we're paying $840 every 3 months. I mean, we're still paying that, but it's a landline, and we're just taking the landline out and making it internet. So we're saving money.
Motion. Any discussion? Motion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We'll pass that forward. And
Appreciate it.
Forward open for any public comments.
Just one thing that was in our packet, I just want to say for the newspaper and for those people out there watching, that the Caring Council is inviting which I guess they've invited the whole council, but I'm sure they would like anybody in this area that wanted to come to their, they're opening their regional activity center and kitchen, Thursday, May the 21st at 6 p.m. It's sort of an open house. That's at the Caring Council on 313 Kennett Street. They're opening a new kitchen that another community garden is going to be participating with them to help people learn to cook the things we raise in the garden. And they'll be doing other activities there as well, but I'm sure they would like for anybody that's interested in attending to be there.
Ms. Southwell, might add, when we looked at that building and they were getting the building permit, we made a few suggestions to them of putting a shower or two in the facility for disaster and having some like generator hookup, and they've done that, which they were glad to hear it, because now this facility, if we had another ice storm, could become an area where people could take a shower, cook meals, and things like that. So they was real receptive to just a few suggestions.
No public comments? Anybody else have anything they want to bring up? Any questions?